morning, Winston-Salem. Bad Brad Radio coming to you live from downtown Winston-Salem. We're talking racing.
This week, we're going to have a full moon on race night. You know, the last time we had one, Junior and Burt went at it like the Hatfields and the McCoys. Some of you guys are superstitious, some of you guys aren't. We can all agree when it comes to racing, drivers are very superstitious. The full moon brings out the crazy in everybody.
One superstition at the racetrack is no peanuts.
My grandpa would run you out of the trailer if you had peanuts.
If you bring peanuts around the racetrack, some people flip out. I'll eat them.
I think a guy got hurt and they found peanut shells in his car, and I think that's where that came from originally.
I used to be really, really bad about not letting women touch the race car. They still don't really.
And one of the other superstitions was no green.
You know, it's something about the green in 13 that I think it plays with some other drivers' heads, you know.
Poor Chris Fleming's got 13 on his car. I don't know what the hell he's thinking.
He knows I'm crazy, and I'm my own man. I don't never follow anybody.
Now, we all know racing and superstition go hand in hand all over town. People are getting ready for Saturday night and doing whatever they can to protect themselves
against their own superstitions.
Yep. Over the past years of my racing, my mom always had me a 4-leaf clover. A lot of times I'd win with those things, and we always come along and we think it's good luck. Since Tim started racing, I always hunt him a 4-leaf clover, and I'm still finding them today. With this full moon coming on, we need all the luck we can get. How about that for a good starter?
I believe I can straighten that as much as we can.
Hey, we're gonna replace it.
I can pull it good enough to...
No, we're gonna replace it. I'm pissed off. Burt caved the left rear quarter panel and the tail panel in on the car and beat the bumper up pretty good.
Tim guard the back bumper, buddy. That fool was pushing her luck tonight a little bit.
You know, that's $1,000 worth of stuff tore off of it right there. And the race that we ran didn't even pay $1,000 to win.
So what you wanted to do?
I told you Saturday night, we're gonna replace it and paint it.
Okay.
Tim is pissed about the damage on the car that Burt did. He gets mad when that car's damaged up like that. I hate being around him, but we had to do the work.
I know a lot of other racers just beat the dents out of their beat-up race cars from the stadium, but we don't do that here.
That 83 car is my pride and joy, and I put a lot of hard work and dedication into that thing, and I don't like for it to get beat up. Not happy by no means.
I think Tim Brown's still suffering a hangover after the beating he took Saturday night. Burt Myers pounded on his back bumper up and down the famed quarter mile, leaving Tim beat up and pissed off. Not only is Burt Myers feuding with Junior Miller, he is way down in points to Tim Brown. So maybe he's starting up a new feud.
Somebody on the other end of that bumper is definitely gonna know it when they go scraping paint off this week.
I didn't mean to mess his stuff up.
I ain't believe you. You done that on purpose. You done, Burt. I know you. Was that where you hit him at? In 2?
2, 4, 3.
That's worse than going in his house with dirty shoes on, Burt.
Tim Brown is probably one of the best drivers I know. But he'll lay back, and he may be running second and say, well, you know, we're going to have a good points night tonight. Well, if I'm running second, I'm thinking I need to win. So that's the difference between me and Tim. If I'm a fan and I'm sitting in the stands, I say, man, I can't stand that Burt Myers. But, man, he'll get in there and get the job done. Where you say, man, I don't like Tim Brown. He's a chicken.
We all know Chris Fleming isn't superstitious. He tempts fate by running the number 13 on his car. He eats peanuts in the pits. Chris started the first race big, but dropped off in race number 2. He better have a trick up his sleeve if he wants to continue running up front with the big guys.
Right now, I'm bleeding the rear brakes by myself. And we're going to adjust these shocks. We're going to change the springs on the car. Tell you something else we need to fix. The alternator belt broke off this car Saturday night, too, so we got to put that on. This week, I've had about 18 hours of sleep. In between races, I'm trying to make a living. It's just taking a toll on me. One-man game. I don't have the resources some of the bigger teams have got. I'm exhausted. I'm really desperate. It's hard for me to admit, but I gotta have some help. I guess there's even some things a one-man gang can't handle. Hey, Jordan?
Yeah.
Did you call Frank?
No, I didn't.
Call him. Frank, my big brother, he's a better driver. He'd be a great crew chief. If I can get Frank to help me, things will be a lot easier for me. There's race teams that pay big money to have somebody as smart as Frank in the pit area. You know, he can almost look at the car and see what the car is doing.
Frank. Daddy said you need to come up here. He says you have to.
Who, me?
Yeah, he told me.
Where you at with your car?
Give me the phone. Frank.
What?
I need you to help me. Can you come up here a few minutes?
All right, see you later.
When you coming? Hello?
I don't really care how my front bumper looks. My main concern is that it's actually turned up in the air just a little bit. And what that means is there may be some more damage somewhere else. So I've got to take the front bumper off, get in there and find out what's wrong with it. It's a big process. It's a lot to it.
I got you a wrench.
Let me do it. Lord have mercy.
How'd you get this wrench over here, Mark?
I couldn't pick it up. I just drug it.
Your radiator, your sway bar arms. Basically, it's like rebuilding the whole front end.
These bolts all right? There's the frame horns. So they get twisted and turned up so bad. That's what pointed the bumper up in the air.
The frame horn is a section of frame that you can bolt in and out. So you can replace just the frame horns rather than having to replace the actual frame. Years ago, they didn't have frame horns. What would happen is if you took a hard enough hit that the bumper would collapse, you'd actually bend the frame itself. So now the way they have it is that frame horn actually acts as a protective barrier in between the bumper and the frame itself. Now that I know it's the frame horn, basically what I'll do is just touch up the front bumper just a little bit and put it back on.
You know somebody's cleaning orange off the back end this week.
What about the full moon for this coming week, fellas?
Oh, man. Ed brings out the
Hey,
wild ones.
You know, we won the race last week, but for some reason, that full moon brings out the crazy in everybody. Hopefully, we are the ones at the start-finish line howling at the moon.
Oh, everybody says the full moon's bad luck. Hey, that's superstition. I don't think about the full moon. You don't plant potatoes on a full moon. That one car, Burt, I've been looking to spin him out on the last lap for 10 years now. We'll get him before it's over with. I won't retire till I turn Burt on that last lap. Might be Saturday night in that full moon.
Yeah. There you go.
They say don't plant taters on a full moon, but we're gonna plant race cars.
You know, this is the first full moon race since last year when Junior and Burt had it out. Burt Myers used his car as a battering ram against the king, Junior Miller. Is this the next chapter of the feud coming this Saturday?
Get him. Atta boy.
They still haven't gotten back at each other. Maybe this is the week for the feud to explode.
Hey, come get you some, you crippled son of a bitch!
Full moons bring out the crazy in everybody.
It's always me.
Don't worry about it.
It's always me.
Well, caller, you're on live with Bad Brad Radio here, 600-1200 SJS. We've been talking about superstitions. As a race fan, what kind of superstitions or rituals do you go through every week to make sure your driver has the performance he deserves?
In the morning, I put on my T-shirt, the same one I wear every weekend, same jeans, everything, and then I leave and go the same route, park in the same parking space, sit in the same seat, make sure I never wear green underwear. That's real bad luck.
Well, that sounds pretty superstitious. So every week you do that. Does your driver always do good when you follow those steps?
Usually he does, but when he don't, I'll find something I didn't do.
Caller, thanks for calling in today.
Thank you.
Well, you just got to be steady.
We'll try to get all the motor stuff done and get the damaged pieces off of it.
How late we working?
How late are we working? Till we get it done.
Okay.
As my guys work on the back panel of my race car that Burt banged up, I'm gonna go over the rest of the car with a fine-tooth comb to make sure there's nothing out of place, that it's as good as it can be. I'm real particular about how everything runs oil line-wise, and I'll spend a lot of time just under the car looking at every wire, every oil line, every piece that's bolted to it to make sure that we don't have any unforeseen mechanical failures. Saturday's gonna be a full moon, so we're gonna try to do everything we can not to have any mishaps. That's what you can't let beat you. You can't really have any control over your competition outrunning you. But you really have control over beating yourself.
You think it's going to be worse this week?
Oh, yeah. This weekend's gonna be a full moon. It ought to be crazy. It ought to be insane.
You know, folks, every driver out there has some superstitions. But the Myers family has been touched by superstition and the danger of full moon racing like no one else has. In 1957 and 58, they lost two family patriarchs and racing legends, Billy and Bobby Myers, within 1 year on the track.
I hadn't looked at these old pictures in a long, long time.
That was the last picture Bobby had made before he got killed.
I always heard that Bobby didn't like to have his picture taken before the race, because he was really superstitious, and that was one of his superstitions. And they said that a lady had actually taken his picture that day before the race, that he died. It's the last picture ever taken of him. Billy Myers was my grandpa, and his brother, my great uncle Bobby Myers, were both, I consider them the pioneers of NASCAR racing. They both died within a year of each other in 1957 and 1958 in race cars.
Your grandpa, Billy, he was leading the race when he died on the very last lap of the race. Didn't make it coming off the fourth turn and didn't make it back to checkered flags, so funny how things work out like it.
In April of 1958, my grandpa was actually leading the race, and as he took the white flag, he slumped over the steering wheel and drifted out into the shrubbery. He had a heart attack. I can't imagine what it would be like to be my dad, be 8 years old, and to watch his dad die in a race car, right in front of him. And then for him to still grow up and want to race and become a driver, especially and race at the same place that his dad lost his life. It's pretty amazing, I think.
Well, you know, the night that your grandpa died, it was a full moon night.
Really? I didn't know that.
But what you gotta do is put it in your mind that a full moon is good for you. And let it be bad for everybody else.
Everything I learned about race cars, I learned from my dad. Like, my dad never had that. You know, his dad died when he was 8 years old. Nobody was ever there to tell him what did what and what to hand him and how to fix stuff. He just kind of learned that on his own. I can't imagine how hard that would have been. You know, I can't imagine where I'd be right now without him teaching me.
Well, you got some kind of software in there about roll centers, too?
No, I got hardware. I'm gonna go get my computer in and we'll plug it up. I'm probably gonna have to have it on the ground to do it.
That's
because I got measured from the floor.
That's what I was thinking, but
if you'll go ahead and get it on the ground for me, I'll go ahead and drag that stuff out.
Yeah, all right. Last week, Junior spun the car out and tore the front end off of it.
And Junior Miller spins into the infield.
The old man still come through and won the race. What we have to do this week is bring the car back in. Junior knocked all the geometry and the angles and everything off of the front end, knocked them pretty much out of whack. So we'll come back in and recalibrate everything. Chad's brought some software in. We're gonna try to be technologically advanced here for once and see how that works out for us.
You got a book.
Mm-hmm. The book tells him about the computer.
Mm-hmm. If you are an engineer or designer, no.
Yeah. Can you get porn on that computer?
Yep. I got to figure out what the chassis center line is. So we got to measure the chassis.
We're doing a new program off some software, which is new to both he and I. So we're actually, you're going to see us learn something tonight.
I'm looking for him to define it. See, it's asking for the chassis distance from the rear pivot of the top A-arm, which we know is right here,
right there,
to the chassis center line.
Chad and I both have been doing this for 50 years combined, and I mean, we know what roll center is and what it does, but we've never focused on it before.
What I would interpret that is you measure it and then cut it in half.
Outside to outside or inside to inside? Or
that's what I'm.
Okay. We're going to figure out how to do it here. We got a step-by-step process off of a hardware disc, excuse me, that he's acquired somewhere online. We have an instruction manual. We're going to figure it out right here on our own.
Let's see if there's a help button on here.
What's happening? I sure am glad you're here. Frank decided that he's going to help me at Bowman Gray Stadium this year. Right now, it's the only option I've got, or else I'm going to have to quit. Frank's a living legend, probably one of the greatest modified drivers of all time. I've never had help as good as Frank Fleming at any time racing. He's the smartest person I've ever known.
I've won a lot of races at Bowman Gray. I think I can give Chris a lot of advice, and if he'll listen to me and do what I tell him, and if we can get this car working good, I think we can put him in the winner's circle.
With the horsepower these cars got, there's so much shaking and rattling, you have to go through every inch of the car every week. If you don't, something's gonna fall off on the racetrack.
Who nut and mowed your car last week?
I did.
You didn't do a good job.
Oh, I'm getting old.
Take off about 20, 30 pounds of weight, won't be so hard to get in there.
You think that'll make me younger?
Make you feel a whole lot better.
Make me better looking?
Nope.
You ain't gotta be so hateful about everything.
Brotherly love.
We don't see everything eye to eye, but if we don't like what the other one's doing, we just tell each other. Let me straighten the wheels up, and I'll probably have to jack the car up.
It ain't gonna be tough because it's loose.
I tightened it up.
You tightened that up?
I promise you I jammed it.
You jammed it the wrong way.
I didn't jam it the wrong way.
It's backed off an inch.
I can't help it.
Straightened up.
Find some 4-leaf clovers?
Yeah, I found some. Ready for Saturday night.
Good. My grandfather, Ed Clifton, has always had race cars. He's been racing 60 years. He's a legend. He knows all the ins and outs and ups and downs, and he gave me the knowledge and things that I needed to be where I am today. How many did you find?
3. Uh-oh, dropped one. That's gonna lose her up.
I don't really know that I really firmly, truly believe in the superstitions, but my grandpa takes it way more serious than we do, and I was just brought up like that. I guess it's each to his own, but I'm not going to wear green. I'm not going to have a $50 bill, and I'm not going to eat peanuts come Saturday because it's going to be a full moon, a 100-lap draw race.
Now, the first one is for our time trial. The second is position. And the third one is to win 100-lapper.
Okay.
On a full moon night.
You're going to tire some cars up full moon nights. You know somebody's going to go berserk.
Right now, Tim Brown is leading the points. He's about 44 points up on Burt Myers. Don't forget, it's a full moon. Junior's looking to pay back, and everyone is expecting things to explode this Saturday night.
Just let me hit that last one at a time.
All right, folks, it's 3 days to Saturday night and this year's first full moon race.
So all you guys better get your rabbit foots, light your incense, do your little voodoo dance for your favorite driver. Now is the time to pay attention because anything can happen on a full moon race.
Did a help button help? Huh?
Not yet.
We tried this software here and it's not working out. We could have been done hours ago. Here we are spitting in the wind. None of us even know what we're doing.
Well, I'd like to get it done so I can go home and go to bed.
We've been doing this the old-fashioned way for 20 years now. If we'd have done this the way we used to freaking do it, we'd already been done by now.
Where's the calculator at?
I'm thinking it's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long night.
Well, how much further is the steps along here, Chad?
Pretty good ways.
Pretty good ways. I'm done with this. Give me a call 10 minutes upon you leaving, and I'll have you a ice-cold adult beverage waiting on you when you get there.
10:40.
Is that okay?
All righty.
Okay, all right. Let's go.
What you think? It's cool.
That's perfect.
You wanna help me put it on? No, I'm gonna put it on.
That looks good.
That way you don't get killed when you scratch it. How's that? Tonight we plan on getting the damaged sheet metal put back on. We had a new body made, painted. Y'all hold this and let me spray it off and clean it before we get it put on. We gotta decal it, install it. We gotta set the thing up completely because we didn't have the body panels on it and the decals for the weight to get the thing set up for the race tomorrow night. So we're running a little bit behind.
So do we have decals or not?
Yeah. I need to pull this off. No, we don't. Don't.
You gonna leave that?
Yeah, it's the same size. It'll tell me to put it right back where it was when it rag.
Tim challenges us all to keep our A game on.
Preferably a white one.
White one or yellow
It's too thin.
Which I think that helps us perform good, especially me, Mark, and a couple other guys that every week we try to stay at the same level.
Ben, you're gonna have to have some help right here because that don't fit at all.
I know, I got to work.
You should have done this before you put that in.
I know, I got to loosen it.
We're going to put the frame horn that Daddy built back on this afternoon.
Daddy cut your hair too?
You know, a lot of times you play mind games with people, and maybe if somebody sees you wearing a mohawk, they might think you're crazy. But I tell Jason all the time, whether you're crazy or not, if you make them think you are, you got it licked. So yeah, it'll give them something to talk about this weekend, maybe.
So we're ready.
Ready for the horns, yeah. What I have to do is fit it up. The frame horns, the section in the front that bolts to the front of the frame, turn it upside down. It may be a little different than what you're running. A lot of people make modifications for the sway bar and different handling characteristics that the car might have from the changes that you make. You just barely want to get it started because I don't want to pull this up when Scott gets his. I have to fit it up and get it all just right. Then I have to pull it back off and paint it. That and the bumper itself. I like to keep a fresh coat of paint on it so that when I do hit somebody, you know, that leaves that orange mark on their back bumper. But that's just a mind games thing pretty much at Bowman Gray Stadium. So I don't mean anything by it, it's just fun. Got it? Yeah. Hey, will you do me a favor? Will you please put these around your neck and say, I pity the fool? Just one time, please. Please.
Next time Burt comes to talk to me, I'm gonna tell him to talk to you because it's your fault.
Yeah, send him over. That's what I want you to do.
Burt is Eric's buddy, but I'm gonna take care of him anyway.
Junior Pick showed me about being friends with the Myers. I used to live up there, and I was friends with Burt and Jason and helped work on their cars, but it's not like that anymore. I know we killed a rabbit one time and tried to cook it, and it was the worst thing I ever eaten in my life.
Oh, man, you didn't have a good cooking.
I know. It was like eating a piece of tennis shoe.
Oh.
But his mama made us eat it because we killed it.
Who cooked it?
Me and Burt.
That gives you the answer there.
Yeah.
Get them tires right and be quiet.
Hey, we tried setting this bump steer with Chad got a computer program. We tried to run it, but we're just not that technically advanced here at S1R, so we're going back to the old way with a set of scales and a tape measure and a string, and we're just going to go back to the old-fashioned way and see if we can't get it done that way. This computer and new age stuff, it just isn't for us. 541 back here, Junior.
All right.
The reason we weigh our cars out is we try to get all the weight that we possibly can on the left side. Moving your weight from left to right makes a big difference on how the car goes around the corner. You make adjustments on your shocks and springs, and that shifts weight from corner to corner. That's one of the most important things to making a car handle. We got 600.
The 540-something sound good, but that don't sound good.
Yeah, that don't sound right at all. 430 pounds.
There ain't no way that's right.
Yeah, I know. Something's out of square somewhere, Junior.
Something's twisted scales.
Yeah, something's not right. If we screw up on our weights and don't get our weight right, then it makes us hard to go over there and run that Burt Myers down and knock his ass off when we're trying to put him out in the infield.
Well, we ain't gonna wreck nobody. We're gonna go win the race.
There you go. That's what I want to hear.
But when we gotta wreck somebody, we might do that too.
Yeah, that's right.
How much the right rear weight?
Okay, 645. Now we're getting somewhere, Miller.
645, that sounds pretty good.
fans, it's race day here at the famed quarter mile. The stakes are high. Tim Brown is on a points mission. Burt needs a win. Junior is on a mission to ruin Burt's night. They still haven't had a chance to mix it up. Maybe tonight is the night that Junior and Burt will take each other out. On top of that, it's a full moon race, which means Crazy will be out there in the stands as well as on the track. I can't wait to get out there and see what happens.
Everybody thinks it's gonna rain. I believe they're thinking right. A while ago, I could smell it, you know, but now I can't. Yeah, I just felt the first raindrops. Yeah, it's raining now, man.
Looks like we're going to get some rain here in a little bit, so it's easier to hook things up and drag some tires, keep some heat in the track, and then maybe get the moisture away from it before it comes race time. But we're going to get wet here in a minute, see what happens.
It's supposed to be bad. Come on, let's go in.
If the rain hits this track and we're going wide open, there's no tread on these tires. We'll go straight in the wall.
Rain? We got something to play with them with now.
The worst thing about racing is what's happening right now to me.
It's always dangerous out there, but, you know, on a night like tonight, you know, with the full moon, the rain, you know, tonight could be crazy.
Race fans, we all saw the rain come down, but even the full moon can't mess up a race night. Things are clearing up, and the word is the race is on.
I'm ready to roll. Rock and roll.
Welcome to Bum and Gray. Thank you for being here, gracing us with your presence.
I don't know what it is. Superstition, bad luck, full moon, I have no idea. When it rains like this, it changes everything. It sucks.
For the drivers, this is not an ideal situation. Not only is it a full moon, but qualifying was rained out, which means there's going to be a full field draw. This is just the kind of craziness that full moons in Bowman Gray are all about.
We got a draw. We got to go to the drivers' meeting and draw.
He can handle it. You can handle that, can't you? All you gotta do is stick your hand in the back and drag it out.
Basically, when we can't qualify, the stadium has to figure out a way to come up with a starting lineup. So what we do is all the drivers go into the field house. They take poker chips and put numbers on them, 1 through how many ever cars are in the field, put them in an old dirty sock, and we all draw to determine our starting position.
I'm not a fan of the draw racing because it mixes the field up with fast cars in the back and slow cars in the front. I think it's bull. I think if you work on your race car really hard, then you shouldn't be handicapped by a draw race.
8.
Thank you.
8.
Number 1.
2. Hey!
13. 13.
Car 13, you here?
Chris loves peanut butter sandwiches.
A lot of people think that it's a bad omen at the racetrack. Superstition is weakness.
13.
13.
Chris Fleming, you here?
I don't believe in superstitious things anymore.
13.
Number 13, please.
Just go ahead and draw for him.
What'd he get? 15.
They drew for me. They drew 15th. Even though I brought bad luck on myself, I'm still going to eat peanut butter sandwiches. The superstitions just has no effect on me. It has no power over me anymore.
Go get it.
Hopefully, the switching up to the Mohawk tonight is going to be some good luck, but my car will be as fast as my hair looks. I'll be in good shape. All right, we're going to go 100 laps here, Gene. All right, friend. I need you more tonight than usual, okay, buddy? Best you can, that's all I ask. Get more, buddy.
They say don't plant taters on a full moon, but we're going to plant Burt.
Chris, 1 to go, 1 to go. The showstopper is going to have to get his car to the front. Get ready. Get ready.
Burt Myers takes the lead, gets the jump with 100 laps to go.
Plenty of room, plenty of room. No pressure, plenty of room. Okay, hold in.
And Chris Fleming is already tied up in the corner on lap 1.
That's all right. Back up, get back in line.
That didn't look good.
How's your front end? Okay, we're done. He's all right. So you pulled out in front of that car right there. Looks like you bent something in the left front. Yeah, we're done. Okay, we're done, buddy.
I don't think we made it around one time, and I think Fleming was the first caution, which, wasn't too awful surprising.
This is a tight racetrack. Chris, he just stuck his nose where it didn't belong. He's going to have to calm down, be patient. It was a 100-lap race. That's the first lap of the race. You can't be that aggressive that early in a race. He should have settled in and sit there and run for a while.
My goal then was to get his car back out on the track.
Need the tie rod in on the right front. Frank, I can't hear you. We're done. Don't worry about it. I said the right tie rod end's broke.
As he pulled in, it was obvious it was a tie rod end that was snapped. I'm not used to changing because I'm the one driving the car and other people's changed them for me. So I was put in another role. That was the first time I've ever done that.
I don't want to break my header off, buddy. You can get my tires straight, I will.
I had a sick feeling when I was sitting there. Never one time have I thought a superstition come back on me. But, they talk about full moons. They said the full moon was out that night. I don't know.
Got the cone out there. Cone's out there, Tender. Do what?
They put that cone out to separate the men from the boys.
They put a cone on the start-finish line. You have to choose the inside or the outside.
Who's behind me? The 53 coming to the outside.
When the caution comes out and they put the cone up, anybody from the back of the pack can pull up and challenge you for the lead. And that's something that you don't want to have to deal with.
All right. Be ready now. Here we go.
I can't really afford to lose the lead because I've got so far behind on the points that, I can't stand to lose anymore.
Here we go. I'll tell you when it goes green. Be ready now. Here we go. Green, 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 green.
Burt Myers on the inside, and number 53, Jonathan Brown, the newcomer, challenging on the outside.
Still there, still there. Still there, still there. Still there. Clear, clear, clear.
And Burt Myers takes the lead.
All clear now. No pressure behind you. I mean, if I got a straightaway lead? Yeah, boy.
Maybe the Mohawk's going to bring me some luck tonight.
Tim Brown has moved into 4th place, followed closely by Jason Myers and Vince, and now in 7th place, but against way from the back, is Junior Miller.
Chris, will they let you run without your hood? Yeah, but that ain't good.
I wrecked on the first lap of the race.
Back up, get back in line.
Now I've roped a tie rod in on my car.
Chris, what size reach is fitting the tie rod in on the inside? 15?
I don't think Frank will get the car fixed in time for me to get back out, but he's trying hard.
Don't worry yourself over it, okay? Be quiet, you ready?
The show went on without the showstopper, so to be the showstopper, you actually have to be part of the show, don't you?
Halfway, halfway. Something's popping like crazy. What's going on? I'm having to go from low to high.
Every time I push the clutch in, I can feel, some vibrations and I can hear noises.
Guys, I don't know how much more of this we can do, man. It's getting worse. We got an ailing car. We'll see what happens. Hold on, Bert. I'll check you out next go around. Third gear's out.
Once one gear goes out, it's just a continuous thing where it just keeps tearing stuff up.
I've got low gear and high gear. Gotta hold it in gear.
It busted out one gear, and I had 2 gears left, and then it busted out the second gear, so all I had was 1 gear.
All high gear slipping out. Gosh, dang it.
Burt Myers falls back to third position behind Tim Brown.
Clear, clear, clear. All right, I got my bungee cord on it. Maybe that'll hold it.
I'm actually having to hold it in gear and drive with one hand, and man, the 53 and the 83 just got by me.
Transmission must be his killed. You know, a $2,800 transmission ain't worth a darn if it don't work. Rear end 1 week, transmission this week. You can't beat luck, son. Can't beat luck.
It feels like there's a gorilla on my back. And, you know, you can be Superman, but if you got terrible bad luck, you're not going to win.
All right, Chris, we fixed it.
Seeing my brother work so hard to fix his car, if I can get back out before the race is over, now it's a matter of pride and points.
Chris Fleming in car 13 is back on the track with 20 laps to go.
All right, Chris, all you're doing now is making laps. You ain't racing nobody, you understand? Yeah.
The current leader is Jonathan Brown, followed by Tim Brown, and holding the third spot is Burt Myers, followed by his brother Jason Myers. And with a strong move up to the fifth spot, right behind the Myers brothers, is Junior Miller.
Get up, Junior. Atta boy. I got Miller. Whoa. How much room Jason got? Not hardly any. Junior, she's running in there and hitting him.
Next time, I'm gonna put him.
I'm trying to go as hard as I can because not only does Junior want to get to me, but he'll take Jason out if he gets a chance.
Man, Jason knows I ain't got nothing behind gear now. It's gonna be a lot of that tonight.
Junior's one of those drivers who will go out of his way to knock somebody out of the way, especially Myers.
Get him. He's gonna get some of my front horn. Goddamn Junior trying to turn me in the center.
It's kind of hard to pass the man in front of you when the man behind you is beating on you every chance he gets. And I know if I try to make a move to go around Burt, who's holding me up a little bit, if I get out of the groove, Junior's gonna find a way to get us both.
5 to go. Jason's blocking for his brother. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna spin him out, whatever it is. Go. Get up. What in the hell is going on? He's a piece of still there, clear.
And Tim Brown takes the lead.
With Burt having car trouble and Junior back there beating on Jason, this is my race to take.
White flag.
One more lap to go, and Tim Brown is up front.
Hey, we're lucky to get what we got, guys. Get up, Junior. Junior just spun it out. Son of a bitch. Imagine my old buddy sitting there in the middle of the track. Damn, I wonder he's gonna be crying about that, ain't he?
As I start spinning and I see the rest of the field go by and I've seen all that I've worked for all night long to get up to the top 4, all that's gone, I'm pissed. Junior probably could have passed Jason, but he'd rather dump him and ruin his night instead.
Tim Brown takes the checkers. Burt Myers finishes a strong third, and Junior Miller takes fourth place away from Jason Myers.
Give me a drink.
I'll tell you what,
Give me a drink.
that's pretty damn low.
Give me a drink right now.
Get him a drink. What the hell you want? What do you want?
I just talked to him.
What'd he say? Talking to him.
Thanks for getting me a drink, somebody.
He's getting it.
Hey, you started a war, old man.
That ain't no problem.
Started a war.
Hey, come on over here. Hey, you punk. Hey, why'd you come up to the house one time?
Are you touching me, you son of a bitch?
Come on over there.
Knock your head off, too.
Hey, I live in Wanacove. Come up to Wanacove, you fucking ass. Come on.
Hey, come get you some, you crippled son of a bitch.
Once you grow up, be a man, come see me. I'll meet you somewhere.
Hey, don't nobody know who you are or him.
Don't run your mouth to me.
Hey, man. Hey,
come on, Ernst.
Hey, I ain't putting my hands on you. Hey, man, I ain't putting. Hey, I did not.
You old son of a bitch.
Come on, big boy.
Hey, maybe you'll win a second race next week.
Maybe I can. I'll beat your ass anywhere that they can be. Tell him, dude. I hear you, nobody.
Give me a drink. Way to go, man.
So did it bust the radiator? Yep. Are you serious? Dang, that's $600. God darn it.
Hey, man, they over here hollered at us, and I get jerked off every time. I didn't say nothing.
They let them over, stand over and holler and scream.
It's always me.
Don't worry about it.
It's always me, man. Always me.
The thing about it is, if it wasn't for this draw race, the son of a bitch would be in the damn back of Chris Lemon where he belongs.
I'll be glad to see them. They scared. Like when the law ain't here, they ain't here. That's when they get here, when the law is.
I almost feel sorry for him.
I don't.
He's pitiful.
You feel sorry for a turd right before you flush it?
He's pitiful. He's pitiful. He can't carry my lunch on any given day unless he does stuff like this.
If you don't pay them back, they're going to take advantage of it.
Junior's a werewolf either way. Does it matter if the moon's out?
They know they can't push me around.
Guess we have to paint the car silver.
You got to stand up.
Race fans, we're 3 weeks in, and the Madhouse earned its name tonight. Once again, full moon brought a little extra craziness to the stadium, reinforcing every